Okay, so you've prepped for the basics. You've got those cute nursery rhymes down, but have you heard about the really wild side of pregnancy? We're talking about the kind of stuff that makes you put down the baby book and you're just like, wait, seriously?
It's true. We all know about the bigger changes, obviously, but this deep dive is all about celebrating how amazingly our bodies adapt to accommodate a whole new human being.
And we are kicking things off with something I think we can all relate to at least a little bit, pregnancy brain. Now, I always thought this was just an excuse to misplace my keys or forget what I was saying mid-sentence.
Mm.
But then it hit me and hard. Like walk into a room and forget why I'm there, kind of hard.
Oh, it's definitely real. Studies actually show that during pregnancy, our brains undergo these changes, especially in areas related to memory and social cognition. It's like we're being rewired, hardwired for motherhood.
But sometimes
Yeah,
those wires get a little crossed in the process.
exactly. It's so true.
So it's not just me feeling like my brain is on a permanent coffee break.
Not at all. It's incredibly common. Think of it this way. Your brain is working overtime, growing a human being, preparing for this huge life change. Sometimes something's got to give.
And often it's our short-term memory.
Often it's that short-term memory. Yeah,
Okay, well, that makes me feel slightly less like I'm losing it. But seriously, is there anything we can do to combat this brain fog?
absolutely.
Mm.
It's not about, eliminating those forgetful moments. It's more about working with your brain during this transformation.
So working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Simple things like jotting down reminders, using that voice memo app on your phone,
Hmm.
or embracing the Notes app. Oh my gosh, you can make a world of difference.
No more relying on my brain as a sticky note then.
Got it. But speaking of changes, let's talk about something that goes through quite the transformation, the belly button. I mean, yeah, it sticks out as the belly grows, but I've heard whispers of it becoming a bit of a shapeshifter.
Yes.
What is that about? You heard right. So as the uterus expands, it pushes against everything in its path, including the belly button. It's basically a weak point in our abdominal wall. So
Interesting.
sometimes it pops out, sometimes it goes back in.
So it's like our belly button is playing peekaboo with the outside world.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject of bellies, let's talk about the symphony of sounds coming from our digestive system.
Yeah.
I swear, sometimes it's like my stomach is hosting its own podcast down there.
Oh, tell me about it. It's a constant symphony of gurgles and groans and, well, you know.
It's all connected to, how our body shifts things around to make space for the baby. Our digestive organs get a bit jostled, kind of like a game of Tetris gone wrong.
Oh.
Plus, remember those pregnancy hormones?
Always.
The ones responsible for relaxing ligaments for labor. They can also slow down our digestion, leading to those, shall we say, enhanced sound effects.
So basically, our bodies are creating a whole new human, rearranging our insides, and providing a soundtrack to the whole process.
Yeah.
No wonder we're exhausted.
Exactly. And speaking of things that can be a bit more, shall we say, active during pregnancy, let's talk about gas.
Oh boy, here we go.
I know. It's not the most glamorous topic, but it is a reality for many women.
A reality that could clear a room, in my experience.
It's those hormones again, progesterone, which increases during pregnancy, has a lovely little side effect of, you guessed it, gas.
Oh, fantastic.
And remember that slowed down digestion we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that adds to the symphony too.
So basically, our bodies turn into a human whoopee cushion, and it's all perfectly normal. Good to know. But honestly, it doesn't make it any less mortifying when it happens in public.
Well, you're definitely not alone there.
Okay, good.
But on a more relatable note, let's talk about the infamous pregnancy swelling.
Oh, you mean my feet turning into fluffy slippers? Tell me about it. Though I have to admit, I wasn't prepared for my hands to join the party. It was like my body decided that if my feet were going to swell, my hands might as well get in on the action too.
It's all thanks to that extra fluid our bodies retain during pregnancy, which tends to, pool in our extremities.
And this is where it gets interesting. I always thought it was just our feet and ankles, but apparently even our noses can get in on the action.
You're telling me it's not as common as swollen feet or ankles, but
Yeah.
it definitely happens.
Wow. Had no idea pregnancy truly is full of surprises.
You can say that again.
Hmm.
Speaking of surprises, did you know those swollen feet are actually part of an ingenious plan to prepare you for childbirth? Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Swollen feet, looser ligaments and tendons, which translates to more flexibility needed to well deliver a baby.
Whoa, I never thought about it like that. It's like my body is subtly prepping for a marathon, but instead of crossing a finish line, I get a baby.
Exactly. Your body's amazing
Yeah.
like that. And while we're on the topic of prepping for baby, we have to talk about some fascinating nipple changes.
Okay, this is one area where I thought I had a decent handle on things. Darkening, I get it. Sensitivity, sure makes sense. But then there's the growth spurt and, well, the leaking. It's like my nipples decided to start early training before the main event even arrives.
It's totally normal, though not everyone experiences it. But here's where it gets cool. Your body is already producing colostrum,
Colostrum, that's...
the very first milk your baby gets. It's this incredible nutrient-packed superfood, almost golden in color, specifically designed to nourish your newborn in those first few days.
No way. So my body is literally producing liquid gold to give my baby the best possible start. That's incredible.
Pretty amazing, right? And it highlights how our bodies are often working behind the scenes in ways we don't even realize.
I'm starting to realize that our bodies are way more in tune with this whole pregnancy thing than we give them credit for.
Exactly. And speaking of being in tune, let's move on to another change that often leaves expectant mothers saying, "Why me?"
Oh.
The pregnancy waddle.
Oh, you mean my attempt at a graceful penguin walk? I swear my center of gravity has totally relocated and not in a good way.
I hate to tell you this, but you're not imagining it. So, as your belly grows, your center of gravity shifts, which impacts balance and posture. And remember those relaxing ligaments we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
They also contribute to that signature waddle.
So in a way, my body is already making room for the baby by shifting how I walk. That's actually pretty incredible.
It's all about adaptation.
Yeah.
Your body's incredible. But if you think the waddle is the most surprising change, let's talk about unexpected hair growth.
Oh, you mean the pregnancy mane. I have to admit my hair has never looked better, but I could definitely do without the new furry friends that have popped up in, shall we say, unconventional places.
It's those hormones again. They can stimulate hair growth in the most random places.
Seriously, it's really like a game of where will the hair grow next?
Think of it this way. Your body is becoming this incredible vessel for growing a human being, and sometimes that means hair growth goes a little haywire.
Okay, I can appreciate that. But while we're talking about things going haywire, can we discuss pregnancy skin? Because one minute I'm glowing, and the next it's like I'm back in high school dealing with breakouts. And don't even get me started on the stretch marks.
Yes, the unpredictable world of pregnancy skin. Hormones, increased blood flow, and those stretching skin fibers can all wreak havoc on our complexions.
It's like my skin doesn't even know what hit it.
And while those stretch marks might seem like a nuisance, they're actually pretty incredible when you think about it.
What's so incredible about my stomach resembling a road map?
Well, your skin is incredibly elastic, but even it has its limits. Stretch marks are a sign of your body doing exactly what it needs to do, expanding to accommodate your growing baby.
So they're like little badges of honor marking this incredible journey.
Exactly. And while stretch marks are a visible reminder of the changes happening on the outside, there are some equally fascinating changes happening on the inside, like bladder changes. Let's just say those bathroom breaks become a whole lot more frequent.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like my bladder has developed a mind of its own.
And urgent.
And it's not afraid to make its presence known, especially when I sneeze, cough, or even laugh.
It's those hardworking hormones again.
Oh, of course.
They work to relax the muscles that control the bladder.
Right.
And of course, as the baby grows, there's more pressure on our bladder too.
So basically, we can blame it on hormones and a little human using our bladder as a trampoline.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, if those frequent bathroom trips or those little leaks are causing you concern, talk to your doctor.
Right.
There are things that can help.
Good to know. It's reassuring to know that we don't have to just grin and bear it. But as we've been talking about all these changes, it's really hit me just how remarkable our bodies are.
Really is.
I mean, we really are walking miracles growing a human being from scratch.
It's truly mind-blowing when you stop and think about it.
It is. We started this deep dive talking about pregnancy brain, and now I'm realizing that maybe our brains aren't malfunctioning after all. Maybe they're just laser focused on this incredibly important task at hand.
Exactly. It's about prioritizing what's important.
Right.
Your body is working overtime to create life, and that deserves some serious recognition.
It really does. And, for all the aches and pains and, shall we say, interesting side effects, it's pretty amazing that our bodies just instinctively know what to do.
It speaks volumes about the power and resilience of the human body. It's a journey of adaptation and transformation, all leading up to that incredible moment when we finally get to meet our little miracles.
Well said. So to all of you out there navigating the incredible, unpredictable world of pregnancy, remember, you are not alone.
You got this.
And to those of you who may be slightly terrified of the prospect after hearing all of this,
It's going to be amazing.
don't be. These changes, while sometimes challenging, are all part of an incredible process.
It's about embracing the journey every step of the way.
Beautifully said. This has been your deep dive into the surprising world of pregnancy, beyond the belly and into the incredible, ever-changing landscape of our bodies.
So fascinating.
Until next time, happy diving.